Hi, my name is Juan Miguela. I work at IDEA San Benito as a 7th grade pre-algebra teacher.
Hello, my name is Epifania Pinales, and I'm the Regional Director of Instructional Coaching at IDEA Public Schools.
And this is our teacher leadership analysis paper and peer discussion.
So our goal with this essay was to determine a problem or a gap that our campus, our district, our organization faces around teacher leadership and a possible solution that we can present as a group. So our vision for teacher leadership at IDEA Public Schools would be that every teacher leader translates successful classroom practices into a shared vision that can help drive the school, the district, and the organization forward forward to benefit students and increase teacher leadership. Part of our vision would be that teacher leaders feel empowered to make a difference, and that their experience, skills, and their perspectives are valued, respected, and embraced by their learning communities. So we would hope that at IDEA, teacher leadership would be part of some of our existing structures and systems that already help to grow, celebrate, and retain teachers. Some of the structures that are already in place that could potentially help develop teacher leadership at IDEA are our teacher career pathway and our instructional coaching model.
Here are the two models that we work with at IDEA. On the left side, we have the IDEA Teacher Career Pathway, and it's categorized between level 1 to level 5. And on the right side, we have the IDEA Coaching Model, which is more tailored to leadership roles. And we'll go more into depth with these two different models in the next coming slides. So the first one is IDEA Teacher Career Pathway. Now, the Teacher Career Pathway program synthesizes on multiple components of a teacher's performance in order to place them on a 5-tier pathway. Each level on this pathway has its own set support, rewards, bonuses, and recognitions, and it tends to inspire and motivate teachers to grow in their practice and stay with IDEA. The goal is to value, retain, and support the development of IDEA teachers. Now, how is a teacher rated? And how are they categorized respectively to the level is with this pathway rating. So a teacher is rated between with 6 components. The first one being core values. The next ones are surveys coming from parents and students. The next one is managers ratings, which are lesson plan feedback and observations. And the last one is student achievement that comes from student scores from the STAR exam. Based on these ratings, the teacher would then be placed between these levels. Starting at level 1, all new to IDEA will begin at level 1 to level 5, which are teachers who consistently exceed goals, sets innovation, visionary goals, at least 5 years of experience, average ratings of advanced to exceptional, and exemplary relationship with all stakeholders. Now, a level 5 is considered a master teacher, but a level 4 teachers are considered exceptional as well. So level 4 and level 5 teachers are expected to take leadership positions, and to do that, they would just apply for the position and hope they get the position. However, there are a few issues with the teacher career pathway.
Thank you. So then obviously the structure is already there. And so one of the solutions that we're proposing is that we reevaluate our teacher career pathway so that we're able to give some context in teacher development around teacher leadership. Some of the gaps that are currently part of the teacher career pathway that do not align in developing teachers as leaders is that for level 4 and 5 teachers, some of their incentives have to do with them not having to attend professional development. And the rationale for that is that these teachers have already met their expectations. They already know what to do in the classroom, so they don't need additional professional development. Often these teachers are isolated or discouraged from working with others collectively because they're already producing results. These level 4 and 5 are master teachers. Often do take on leadership roles, but their opportunity to influence others are limited, as most of their influencing will be around just decision making for policy and programs at the district level and not necessarily around curriculum instruction. So the solution would be to reevaluate the teacher career pathway and include a set of expectations that also provide opportunities within the plan to help our teachers become leaders. So this would encourage teachers to be part of leading training at the district level, as level 4 and 5 teachers being able to share best practices, and then of course being able and expected to work collaboratively with others, and then of course being able to provide instructional support around curriculum and instruction.
And so we move on to the IDEA coaching model. Now the coaching model provides instructional support for curriculum implementation and closing the student achievement gaps. So it encourages through 2 trajectories. The first one being between Q1 and Q2 that focuses on culture and management, followed up by Q3 and 4, which is rigor trajectory. Now the issue here with the coaching model is that the instructional coach or manager decides what action steps will be prioritized or assigned based on low inference student data gathered from classroom observations. So overall, the conversations is tailored to focus mostly on the instructional coach. And so if we look at the model for leaders, we notice that that the teachers are not the center of this model. If we move on to level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5, you begin to see a pattern, which is manager and then managers and then managers. So this becomes an issue because when it comes to the action steps for the teacher to implement in their classroom, it doesn't come from their awareness, their ideas, their experience. It comes from their managers or managers or managers, and so on. And thus we move into our coaching cycle. And so this is how IDEA gives feedback to teachers. First, we begin with lesson plan feedback, which is 1 week before the classroom observations. During the classroom observations, they give real-time coaching, writing feedback, and then finally the coaching conversation. But however, if you notice in the middle section, the real-time coaching and the writing feedback comes from the manager. And therefore, when we go into the coaching conversation, we talk about the manager's feedback versus the teacher coming up with their own implementation in their own classroom.
So just like our teacher career pathway, the coaching instructional model and the coaching cycle is a structure that's already in place, but the context for the teacher development is not around teacher leadership, but it's mostly around content or correcting student behavior and student performance. And so one of the other gaps with the model also include that the development plan for the teacher is not necessarily created by the teacher, but most often done and recommended by the manager. Just like Juan said, the action steps, the solutions to the student instructional gaps also come from the manager. And so when we start thinking about some of the literature that we've read from, around teacher leadership, like Panqueque and Abrego, we know that teacher leadership is not going to emerge unless there's opportunities for teachers to lead, to be problem solvers, and to be able to use their experience on their own. So some of the recommendations that we're making and reevaluating the model is to consider some of the techniques that are available through other models. Go ahead, Juan, the next slide. So in other models, there's other techniques where the model really places the coach and the teacher as partners. And the coaching model has the plan from, having the teacher determined where they want to go, determining how they're going to get there, taking actions, taking risk, and then reevaluating their own plan. So go ahead, Juan, the next slide. So if we could take the IDEA instructional coaching model and the coaching cycle and kind of review and adjust some of the techniques that are used, that are in place to look a little different. These are some of the possible solutions and techniques that could change the current model that we have so that it would align a lot more with teacher leadership. So possible solutions would be setting a technique or an expectation where the coach and the teacher together establish the professional development plan for the teacher, having coaching conversations that really involved the teacher in critically thinking and analyzing and reflecting in their own practices. And then having the coach help the teacher build their own understanding of their own skill, not just in the content, but also as leaders and as professionals. And then giving the teachers the opportunity to experiment with their own findings versus having a coach assign an action step. Another technique or another piece of the model that could be adjusted would be the opportunities that teachers are provided to reflect on their own achievement through conversations, deeper conversations with their manager. And then of course the manager helping the teacher structure their thoughts. And then of course the last thing would be for the coach to really provide an intentional space for the teacher to bounce off ideas, accomplishments, and challenges with the manager. If, as we move on to the next slide, you will see a video of a coaching conversation or a coaching model that aligns more to the recommendations that we're seeing this. And in this model, you will see that the coach and the teacher are working as partners. The teacher is leading the conversation because he is the expert in the classroom, and the coach is providing probing questions to push the teacher's thinking. So ultimately, our coaching model would be revised to put the teacher in the center of the model of the instructional cycle, and the teacher career pathway would also align with the teacher leadership idea. So in the last 2 years, we've piloted a couple of different techniques around the coaching model in different campuses, and I've been able to give feedback to some of our stakeholders around reevaluating the coaching model, and the teacher career pathway. And so we know there's a lot of work to be done around leadership, but I'm really happy that at IDEA we already have structures that if they are reevaluated and adjusted to align to teacher leadership, we could potentially see a lot of our teachers step up to teacher leadership roles. Thank you.
Thank you.